Welcome back. Happy holidays. It is me, your boy Rico No Suave. ¿Cómo está mi gente? I am back for another great episode. Hey, I want to say this is number 11. Let's go 11. Last week I said 9, 8, 9, 10. I'm skipping to 11, right? Because I know you guys missed me on the Heart of Hollywood magazine. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be back with everyone. So, everyone, the Heart of Hollywood magazine is all about entertainment. It's all about the entertainment industry for actors, for models. We even have a hypnotist that was actually on, my man Izzy. We have singers, we have rappers, we have everyone that's actually involved in making things happen, everybody. You know, the one thing that I love about this Heart of Hollywood magazine, that you can be involved too. So if you guys are ready to have a great time, hey, make sure you go to there and subscribe to their YouTube channel at Heart of Hollywood Media, and also on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, that's good. Stay there. DM, tell everybody it's Heart of Hollywood magazine with me, Soyo, your boy Rico No Suave. All right, everybody, you already know I only got like 25 minutes of fame when I'm actually doing this. So, you know, I want you guys to interact. I want you guys to ask questions because it's going to be hot. Too hot for TV for today. You know why? Because this beautiful young lady, let me straighten myself up, make sure I look presentable, because I got to do it right, especially for the holidays, baby. This beautiful young lady, she is Miss Illinois. She is a queen. And I'm going to tell you, as far as the years, I say Miss Illinois 2022. She is also an actress. She also liked to dance like me. I mean, we just got through talking about how serious she is. And when I say she's serious, baby, you understand, because she's passionate about what she loves to do. She's hitting the area. She's hitting the world with nothing but great qualities, everybody. Stand up, my people from Mexico. Stand up, because none other. I have my girl in the house. Her name is Mariela Narvaez. I can add that Soto in there. Let me bring on, everybody. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see.
Hola, hola. Hi, corazón. Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so, like, that intro. Oh my God. Like, I'm blushing and I feel like, whoo, love it. I'm going to believe it. Be careful. I'm going to believe it.
Love, I'm so happy. I am so happy to actually have you on the Heart of Hollywood magazine. We all welcome you from Hollywood, and even though I'm in Chicago, but we welcome you from Chicago, Hollywood, and all that great stuff, baby. How are you feeling today?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Just getting ready for the holidays, and I'm going to go back home to Mexico. So I'm looking forward to nicer weather. Then, you know, if you guys are from Chicago, you know how cold it is.
Yeah,
wearing this. No, I would not wear this outside right now.
My love, it's so great to have you. You know, we only got like pretty much 25 minutes of fame. So we're going to have a great time doing this, because everybody is going to be asking questions. If we do get some good questions in here, we're going to take a break and we're going to ask those questions to you, or even just throw those comments as well too. All right, let's get it on.
Yes.
You know, being in a pageant is beautiful, hermosa, you know. And what happens is that a lot of people don't understand what it takes to go into a pageant. They just know that they turn on the TV or they're online, and then they see what's actually being done right then and there in order to see who's going to win, right?
Definitely.
But there's that preparation piece.
Oh.
Tell the audience and also me, right? Because you also won other pageants as well. When you actually went into preparing for the pageant, what is that like?
So I ended up really joining by, and nothing is an accident or mistake. We in the universe, as we know this, but the pageant director of this system, Randy, she's an amazing person. She had been following me on Instagram in the first Miss Illinois. She was like, Mariela would be amazing, and she even told me this like several times, and I'm like, I am a published author, I'm an actor, I do all these things. No, I'm not chasing a crown. But I didn't understand what really pageantry was until I had a conversation with my pageant director. She's like, Mariela, you're already talking about what people don't want to talk about. You come out and you are just bold and you're unapologetically you, and you're speaking about topics such as, feminism or equality, injustice, racism, suicide, all these things that, and I'm like, well, I don't need a crown to do that. She's like, yeah, but you will reach more people. So I came in, never had done a pageant, and I did it in 2021. I won first runner up, so I didn't win. It's technically second place, and I really didn't think that I would come back. I thought, oh my God, it's so cool in my 40s to come into a pageant and go to a first runner up and not even prepare as much. Like I had very little coaching, but I feel like when I was growing up, my mom put me in these etiquette classes. I know I hated them every second. They actually helped me for the walk and the interview. And I called her. I'm like, Mom, remember I complained about those classes? They came in handy. It was like, you see, I told you. It was crazy because a lot of pageantry is that. It's how you pose, it's how you walk, it's how you speak,
Yes.
and when I get too excited, start, blabbering, and they're like, Mariela, that's not queen like. And I'm like, okay. So even though I just had a few weeks, because when I came in, like I said, it was just like last minute, even though I didn't end up winning that one. However, I didn't think of coming back, but that summer after that first pageant, I lost my nephew through suicide, Alan, and my nephew Alan. So that was very hard. And of course, I was never not even thinking of going into pageant. I mean, we were mourning as a family. And the reason why it hit so hard for me is because I was a suicide survivor. I tried to take my life in 2015. I was married in a toxic marriage, and that was the worst darkness I have ever experienced. But here I am. Thank God, it was a miracle, pretty much, because I didn't think I would ever. You expect to, be in heaven, and yet I was still here. But that literally turned me around, and I rebuilt myself. But that became a big piece of what I needed to talk about in my mission, to be light into, the darkness, or those experiencing darkness. And so my pageant director called me again, and I'm like, Randy, I am mourning. I was just not even in the mind space for it, but I was talking about it on Instagram and, my Facebook, and, and it was part of my healing process as well, to do that and to speak about it, because the problem is that we don't speak about certain things, when we're depressed, and that's why the world is the way we are. We don't want to be vulnerable or talk about those things, the stigma. Sure. So long story short, I went on this stage and not even thinking. I was crying, I was a mess, but I still tried to be a queen, and grace. But when that story came out, it was so emotional, and of course, you're not meant to cry up there, but I did. I cried, and it was very just authentic, and it was raw and it was real. But I think that's really what earned me the crown, because they realized I'm doing it from a place of my heart. I'm doing this not to chase a crown or want the pictures. No, I'm going to work. And I've worked since the first day, and I'm going to work until the last day. So, and they realize that. And I'm really happy, at least to have realized that dream, and that even though it became an accidental dream,
Sure.
but it had literally opened so many avenues, and I've been able to reach so many people, to where I've gotten messages just by one saying, like, Mariela, thank you for speaking for this. I was going to take my life, and you saved me. That it was enough for all of this to even be worth it. Yes.
So I always clap for you, because I always clap for you because of the obstacles that people don't know and understand what you may have been going through. I think for yourself, love. I think for yourself, by being on that, you were crowned before you got onto the stage, because of the things that you went through personally, and also for you to be. Now, you said, well, you could have been in heaven. Well, you actually brought heaven to us, right? And you brought heaven to other people, because a lot of people don't realize that by talking about your journey, talking about you as a beautiful person in the inside that was in that toxic waste, right? What happens is that getting out of that and being able to still be here on earth in heaven, right? Making connections with other people. And I think that's what people want to hear, but also there's also people that want to hear it for the connection with you.
Yes.
And I think that's such a key. Now, when on that first pageant, you did receive a crown, right? A corona, right?
Kind of, yes. And it's like a first runner-up crown, and then you have the first runner-up sash. even though to me it's not winning. Everybody, they're like, Mariela, you'd never done a pageant, and all these queens that I was around, they had been in pageantry since they're 5, and they're like, you came in like from nowhere, nobody knew you, and then here you are, come first runner up. Like that's, and I'm like, oh, like I'm like, okay. So I was humbled because I didn't realize, like, you could, there was this one queen, they're like, honey, it took me 5 times to even get to first runner up, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like mind blown by that, because I see the hard work, and you see,
Yes.
because it's fitness, and
Yes.
it's like I said, it's interview, and you have to portray yourself and speak your platform, and just, you know, and I feel like, and really kind of weed out the people that are the women that are doing it because they have a serving heart, rather than just because there are some, and in every ambience we do get the people that just, hey, they want the fame, and I'm like, no, that's silly.
Yeah.
But I that's just how I am. I just do things because it's true, and it's true to me, and I'm gonna make a difference. If I have this crown, I'm gonna make a difference, because I'm not gonna make this 365 days that I have. Actually, I got a little more, but that was just luck and be blessing. But I'm like, hey, I'll take 13 months, 14 months, whatever, just because I know that time was important for me to connect. And like I said, if it's one life that I saved, it was worth it. It was all worth it. Yeah,
I think
definitely.
that I think that's beautiful. When you have the pageant, though, one thing that just came to my mind, and you're talking about kind of like the 12 months, 365 days to prepare for a pageant. Is it like stepping in a? This might sound crazy, right? But is it like stepping and preparing for a boxing match or a competition for the
Oh
whole
yeah.
year? Is it
Yeah.
is it like that?
It is, and especially when you compete to the international level, or like the world level, like against the states, to get the international title, which
Yeah,
they don't have it in my category, but my sisters did. That my Miss Teen and the Misses, and the Miss, and they the Miss Teen and the Miss Illinois won the international. So Illinois, we had 2 Illinois winners, which is awesome. Illinois is a really strong
that's right.
and
We definitely do.
because of my pageant director, she knows how to just work us to death. But there's so much preparation, and there is a lot of like self-confidence rebuilding, and it's
Okay.
almost like you do become a rising phoenix, because a lot of that, because we all have been through something. Like, people don't even get it. They're like, oh, whatever, you guys, no, you probably were popular. I'm like, no, I was actually bullied all my life, because I was kind of like, I never really fit in anywhere, and I was like an old soul, and I was with reading books, so I never just fit in your typical. And yet I was bullied, and I'm very spiritual, and I had gifts, so it's just for different reasons. So a lot of women that are in pageantry have gone through something, and that's kind of what in a way connects us, because we've risen from something. And
Yeah.
so, and then where you're going through these challenging, trying times, or like to prepare for this bigger stage, and competing against other states, and they're all amazing women, not just beautiful, but like, smart, and they're all, very capable, or just all doing a mission for something different. So you have to just be mindful of that, and you know what, you have to just go out there and be you. Like I always say, you know what, I can't worry about it. Like, even that day, I was just like, hey, if I get it, I get it. If not, it was an amazing experience. And you
Yeah.
connect with people, and you make friends, and it's a sisterhood, that you end
Yeah.
up having.
So that the reason why you wear that crown, aka corona, right? And that sash, because you let yourself to be able to be prepared for 2021, and then now you won the 2022.
Exactly. Yes.
So being a winner for Miss Illinois 2022, baby, right? What does
Hmm.
it feel like from last year versus this year?
I actually grew so much. And sometimes, if there be darkness, there is light. And that
Yeah.
contrast just made me into a butterfly. And even that summer, when we were going through my nephew's suicide, it was a lot of healing for me, because I went back to my own suicide that I hadn't even wanted.
Mm,
You heal from it, but you don't. And I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about it. And my whole family were like, well, especially my mom, they're like, oh, Mariela, what are people going to think? I'm like, I don't care. I don't
right.
care, because people go through things. And, as
Yes.
we just experienced the loss of DJ Twitch, like, such an accomplished young man, and, with
Yeah.
so much creativity, and just so talented. And, I get it. Like, I know what it is to be in that place, in that darkness, when you, and people say, oh, well, it takes, son cobardes. And I'm like, no, it actually takes a lot of courage because
Yeah, it does.
you feel like that's the only way out, and it really isn't. So this is why when I came full circle that summer, and it really just made me be a different person from the first pageant to the second. And I'm not even going to talk about just this past year with how from getting this crown to the end, how it just transformed me even more. And I always say I'm a student of life. I will never stop growing. Like this, the day I stop growing is is the day I'm gonna die, because even if I'm 100, I'm gonna always keep learning and improving, because that's life. Like I don't want to stay, in one place or one, expansion. I want to keep expanding and just getting better, and raising my vibration, and just being the better version of myself.
You're very right about growing. I'm still a growing boy. I'm still a growing boy. I just lost my two favorite baby teeth, right? So,
Exactly.
so I didn't want them to see it, right? I'm like, listen, I'm gonna have to, get the little baby string and take my tooth out, right, so my other teeth can grow. So,
See, exactly. Even our urine, and I feel like we all have adopt that student, mentality. We just change and learn and get better. How
right,
boring to stay stuck in something that. And I always tell people, you know what? Don't be stuck in a place that you've outgrown. Sometimes it's with
yeah,
places, relationships, or work, jobs. And a lot of people are fearful. I'm like, and I know, but once you leap, you just realize you're like, oh my god, I should have done that before. Which is with all this happened. Like I never even imagined all of this was going to ever happen to me, and it did. So I tell people, even if you're 40, just keep doing stuff.
right.
When I'm 50, who knows what I'm going to be doing? Just check back on me in a decade, and then we'll see. A ver qué locura se ando haciendo.
Hey, I mean, they always say like the 40s is the new 30s and the
Oh
50s is the new
yeah, totally.
40s and things like that. You know why? Because they're putting something in this food that's making us younger, but
Oh
also
yes,
the positive vibrations that we have.
yes.
Excuse me. And what happens is that with those positive vibrations, it keeps us young and
Mhm.
it keeps us active as well too.
Yes.
Your connection with people is so amazing because, like I said, just by watching some of your like videos and things like that you have done, keeps me vibrant as well. Like I'm so busy with sometimes when I'm actually scrolling, I see some of your, I'm like, Miss Illinois 2022. I'm so inspired, right? And I'm like,
That's why I'm here. I mean, that's what I'm hoping, because we're here such a short time, and it's so dark in the world that I'm like, you know what? If I can come and be the sunlight to anybody who comes in my space, they
I
will
feel
leave happy. I don't care if I'm gonna hug you, kiss you, or make you feel awkward. I'm gonna be that, because I just noticed with there's so much lack of connection, and even if it's just like a comment like "Ay, qué bonita," or "I love your shoes," or just have a magical day, and then people look at you like you're crazy, but I do that anyway every single day, with a crown, without a crown, with on a camera, without a camera. It's just who I am, and I feel like that translates and carries over to all of us connecting as a collective.
I feel you on that. And every time that you're talking, you're hitting certain points. You said hug, compliment. You know, I mean, I like hugging people too, and the one thing that a lot of people don't have is that personal touch. Like sometimes people don't realize, like I just did something for the homeless yesterday, and it was amazing. And I hugged so many homeless people yesterday. I felt so good. I felt really, really good. I felt amazing because of doing something for the holiday cheer, but it's also felt good just to know that these people are really grateful and those connections that you have. Compliments on the second hand is that I would just be in an elevator and a lady might have like these cool glasses, and I'll look and I'm like, I like those glasses. Those are nice. And like, oh, thank
Exactly.
you. It makes people day, and I think that's your connection. I think that's what you have.
Thank you. Well, I hope it works. And even if I sound crazy, or I don't care. I'm like, you know what? It's happened to where they look at me like that lady is crazy. But you know what? I know I did my deed for the day, and I was light, because that's what I want to be. I want to be light for people, and just give that little bit of myself and share myself to others. And
You,
just I was just in a foster care party. We ended up my pageant. we organized this winter formal for these kids that are foster kids, and
Oh,
have a
nice.
family, and they're all teenagers. We got them dresses, like outfits. We
Oh,
their
nice.
hair, their makeup. Oh my God, you should have seen how amazing. I left with a full cup. It was rather, I mean, I know they were happy, but I left more happy. Like I was just like, these are the moments. And it's funny because like you say, you never know how when you connect with someone. There's
Yeah.
a little girl, a little African American girl that we're both Geminis. Because I've been there like 3 or 4 times, and I've done makeup for her, and I talk to them, and I'm like, how's my Gemini queen? And she's like, how do you always remember? I'm like, because I remember things. We talk, and that's why, and she was like telling one of the other queens, she's like, Mariela always just made me feel special because like she remembered my name, she remembered my sign, she, just things. I'm like, well, because you matter and you're special and I love you. And I always tell people, they're like, what? I'm like, I do, because love is so, it should be shared, and I
Yeah.
instantly connect with people, and I do. I'm like, I just fall in love with people. Maybe that's a bad thing, but
That's
but
a
I
good thing.
but to me, it's just that's how it things transcend, and that those connections, hopefully she'll remember, when she's out of there, when she's doing her life, and she can then be that to other people, and that's how
Yeah.
we grow as a collective.
Yes. And that the light that you shine is the light that you shine with the smile as well. It goes with the corona and the crown, right? There's a reason why you have that crown, Queen. And one of the things is that before we switch gears a little bit, because we're going to talk about the actress,
Yes.
right? We're going to talk about you being an actress as well, because we're down to our last 9 minutes. But I would definitely say that keeping that crown is something of inspiration that people need to know. Like, how people have like behind them, they have all these platinum records, or
Yes.
they might have trophies like a trophy case or anything like that. It's on a ledge. And
That's,
those are the accomplishments that you have.
yeah.
But when you have a series of crowns,
Yes.
it's a totally different avenue to just having that
Yes.
trophy on the back or the platinum record. When you have that crown, it's like, wow. I'm like, she's the queen.
Blood and sweat, baby.
That's right.
No, and there might be another crown. I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. We'll see later, to be continued, because other pageant sisters have connected with me, and they're like, Mariela, we would love for you to keep making a difference, and especially as a Latina, because I feel like a lot of Latinas, we're still kind of breaking through, and like one of the Miss Teen, which is Miss Tina Illinois USA, she's African American, and I'm loving that we're getting more minorities out
Yes.
with crowns.
Yes.
And because like back in 20 years ago, it was just all, beautiful white women, but
Yep.
we didn't fit that, so, and I'm like the shortest queen ever. Like all of them are like so tall. I'm like, you guys, I need stilts. But it's been such a wonderful experience. So we'll see. I'll, we'll see in a few months what happens. But, I'm going to keep working and doing my thing with or without a crown. So,
well, if you ever need any words of wisdom in regards to moving forward, I just have to say, go for it. That's all I got to say. That's all I say. That's my words of wisdom. And I would say definitely go for it, because you definitely are starting a legacy. And when you start a legacy like this, it's hard to get away from it, because what you're doing is also inspiring other young minorities, also ladies as well,
and young women,
to be able to keep going. Yeah,
Yes,
to keep going. All right, let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about being an actress. Where did that come in at?
Oh my
Talk to
gosh,
me.
I was always an actor. Like I was started in theater when I was a young kid, and I was always performing, making dances in theater. So my kids just like my parents were just like, okay, we need to put them in something because they're always performing. And me and my twin sister, and so I started in theater, and then when I actually ran away to New York, I have a whole like chapter, and then and then ended up going to LA and then starting acting, and I got my acting acting degree from the AIA Actors Studio in Los Angeles, and I loved every bit of it. My teachers were like amazing casting directors, like Linda Phillips Paulo, who was the casting director who discovered Matt Damon, and Brad.
Nice.
What is it? J Lo's husband. What is it? ¿Cómo se llama? Yes.
I know you talking about.
Ben
I'm thinking about
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yes, Ben Affleck, right?
So, and she was amazing, and so I was just blessed to have, but that was, you don't stop growing there. For me, I ended up like getting married and having kids, and I never thought I was going to get back into acting until I moved to Chicago. And my youngest son, who's now 11, is a natural talented, like natural born actor. I wish I would have had his talent at his age. I had to work work very hard. He's just natural. And so we started, it was funny. We went to an audition and I got casted because they're looking for a Latina mom. And I didn't, they're like, are you an actor? I'm like, well, I used to be. I had just done little things. And here I come. I ended up, we both got signed by the same talent agency. And then we started just doing things together. And it's been so fun to share the set with my son, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, and it's also been good because, you know, I'm there to protect him because also, you know, with acting comes a lot of, you know, Me Too movement and all that, which I'm very passionate about talking, you know, about sexual harassment, which is another platform that I have. But so it was just a great way for me to be there. And but I love the professionalism of a lot of the even though they're the independent films, my gosh, like I have grown from all these projects, and I've been challenged, and I just love it. And I don't do it to be famous or anything. No, I love it to create. It gives me a high. I can't explain. Maybe you know, when you go out there and you dance, it gives you this
Yes.
high. Like,
Yes.
dancing is that for me, and
Yeah.
acting. Like the second I'm like under the sets, the lights turn on and it's like action, I'm a different person. I channel this character, and it's all about, yes, it's like really about like tr- transforming and then becoming, you know. And more than
Yes.
anything, like because I'm an author, I'm a writer. So with my words, I want to connect with the reader. But when I'm acting, it's like my me, I am telling the story. I want to tell the story.
Yes.
And hopefully what happens, what you see, what I make you feel, it transform you at the end. And that's just what I love about it. It's all creative work, right? But it's such a high to me, and I'm going to continue doing it until I'm 100, like, because I need that. Like, if I don't do a project, I start missing it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know. And of course it's been busy with Ms. Illinois and all the other things I'm doing, but I do, even if it's like a small thing. And I know I'm going to do more in 2023 for sure. I told myself, like, yeah, because I do miss it. It's something that it sits in me, and I just love it. And one of the last projects I did, so my son got casted first, but then um when we're gonna be mom and son, but the role was we were supposed to hate each other and we love each other, and it was so hard to like detach and be mean. So he didn't get it, and I even thought, oh, I'll back out of the like project because, you know,
Yeah.
I want my son to do it. But then the director's like, no, Mariela, I fell in love with your performance. He made me watch 3 movies. Like, I auditioned, like, sent him 5 videos, and I'm like, what does this guy want? And but when I was there, he was the one of the best directors and I have worked with. And it's gonna, you know, be in some independent film one time. Whenever it comes out, I'll let you know. But
Nice.
he said, Mariela, when I was watching your footage, I was mind blown. He's like, you better keep doing this. I'm like, don't worry, I will. But I just love how every role, and like I said, I'm never gonna stop growing. I'm never gonna say, oh yeah, you know, I'm Julia Roberts worthy. No, I, you know, even though nobody knows me, but even if it's just a little project, I will give my best performance, and I will do it with all my heart because that's just how I am. And you know, hopefully someone watches it and they just love it, and then it transforms you, because that's what it is. It's after reading a book, after watching a movie, there's a message, and I want to be that message.
I have to say that, you know, being an actress, you know, if you're natural, you know, I have some of my like favorite like actors that I
Yeah.
know it just feels natural. Bruce Willis is one of my like natural. It feels good. Denzel
Yes.
Washington, he's like one of
Yes.
my favorite. There's Viola Davis. I just feel
Oh,
like these actors and actresses, it's just natural. And I think for yourself, when it comes down to it, you just go and do it. But that's what's gonna get you that Julia Roberts fame, right? I think that's what's gonna make you
yeah.
even como se llama Castillo from La Reina del Sur.
Oh, Kate del
Uh
Castillo,
See,
definitely.
like
Yes.
she's like a natural, like Jesse Jordan. It's her personality. It's the
Yes.
way that she grew up in Mexico. Even Gael Garcia, and
I
those
love that.
I love
Yes.
and Diego Luna. Those
Oh my.
guys are like I've seen so many movies of them, and you could definitely tell the natural abilities for them. So you know, I'm congratulating you
Thank you.
because of everything that you have done. So we're down to our last 45 seconds, right?
Oh my gosh.
45 seconds. Do you have any inspirational words for people before you leave?
Yes. I love quotes because I'm a writer, and there's one that it's a Gandhi: be the change you wish to see in the world. And I feel like if we all are what we want to see in other people in this world, that's huge. At least collectively we will transform it and change the world bit by bit.
Yes.
And I just, in closing, I do want to say that, no matter what it is that you want to do, and don't let fear stop you. Don't let, like, oh, but I've always done this, or, that sounds crazy, or what are people going to say? Who cares? Like, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it's an amazing experience, but you
Yes.
live something that you would have never thought possible. And like this year, I met Jesse White, the Secretary of State. I knew him because I have a license, and I'm like, oh, it just met so many people and connected with organizations that I will continue working with them to make a difference. And I wouldn't have done any of this or have even connected with these people had I not leaped. So
Yes.
sometimes I tell people leap, and who cares? If you fall, go onto another mountain and leap from that one.
Right.
But the whole point is the adventure, it's the journey. And
Yes.
sometimes, we are afraid to do those things. So just keep living, keep dreaming, and keep doing, and don't sell yourself short. Believe in yourself.
I love you. You are
Yeah.
awesome. You are
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
And
You are too. I just love connecting with you. We vibe. And so,
all
yeah,
day.
one of these days we need to go dancing for sure. I'm
That's
going to
for
take you
sure.
back, and I'm going to be even better. Watch.
Well, La Reina, I wouldn't say they're soon, but I would say
Yeah,
La
right. La
Reina,
Reina de Mexico.
they're Chicago, the Illinois, Thank you so much for being on the show with us. And I'm hoping, everyone shows this replay of you being that actress and also just being that queen where they might want you to come and do other things because, of course, being
Yes.
on this show right here will hopefully give you more exposure for people to know exactly all about the greatness of you. So
Yes. I have a screenplay, people. So, hey, if you guys want to connect with me to make my book into a screenplay, call me.
yes, yes.
Throw it out into the universe. You never know. I'm joking.
And and of course you're actually on Facebook, so Mariela Narvaez Soto, right? That's
Mariela
you.
Narvaez Soto, and then I have like my Starseed book series
Yeah.
page, and then my Mariela Narvaez public page. But yeah, if you just Google Mariela Narvaez, I have like 3. So just connect with me, and I love to hear from people, and I always answer. So I'm here to help in any of the endeavors. If it's suicide, if it's pageantry, if it's just wanting to acting questions, or just wanting to connect, I'm happy to connect with you.
You are the bomb. You will
Thank
always be the bomb. And I
you.
appreciate you, Mama. I appreciate you. So I have to let you go, my love, but
Yes.
have a great day. Thank you so much. Continue to do great things, and we're going to continue to support you and as you inspire us, okay?
Thank you so much. I loved being with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Love and light to all.
Ciao, baby. Ciao. Yeah. All right, everybody, you already know it was none other than the queen to be, right? She was awesome. She's beautiful. She's doing so many great things. But thank you guys for being on the show with us and all of us at Heart of Hollywood Magazine today. Don't forget, everybody, make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is Heart of Hollywood Media, as well as make sure you go and follow them or follow us, I should say, Heart of Hollywood Magazine on Facebook. And also, if you want to be part of the magazine series on a printed copy, make sure you DM them, make sure you send them a message. Just look up Heart of Hollywood Magazine, and then you'll be able to find all of the information there for you to be able to be on their printed version of their magazine as well too. But I want to thank you guys so much. I want to say happy holidays to each and every one of you guys. Yes, I will be back on the 26th as I have another actor that will be here on the show with me. So I want you guys to enjoy yourself, get lots of gifts, have a great time with your family and friends and your loved ones as I see you next time here on the Heart of Hollywood Magazine interview series with me, Rico No Suave. Until next time, everybody. I'll see you guys later.